Do you know the real reason why people aren't reading your emails? It might not be what you think. I'll tell you what it is in today's episode. Hello, welcome to episode 88 of the show. My name's Darren Krakowiak, and if you work in commercial real estate, I'm here to help you save time, earn more, and be a top performer in your market. That is the work I'm doing every single day with our members inside CRE Success membership. If you want to get on the path to success in commercial real estate within a supportive community of ambitious industry professionals, we do monthly skills training. We've got a library of online curriculum, additional exclusive members only bonuses, and a lot more inside our membership. Go to cresuccess.co/membership to get on the wait list. We're going to open up the membership again at the end of June 2020. If you're listening to this in relatively real time since we released the episode in May 2022. Did I say 2020 before? Anyway, it's June 2022 is when we are opening the membership again. And content from today's episode actually comes from one of the workshops which we completed for our members last year. And the recording of that workshop is something that all members get inside their members area, because one of the benefits of being a member is that big library of online curriculum. And what I want to talk to you about today is the importance of brevity. And this comes from an email prospecting workshop that I just mentioned, because in that workshop, we talk about how it's important to send shorter emails. And you may have noticed that these podcast episodes are shorter than they used to be, typically 10 to 15 minutes. When it comes to meetings, what would you prefer? To have a longer meeting, or would you rather have a shorter meeting if the result of the meeting is the same? I think less is more with most things. We want to get a result quicker. We want to be able to communicate quicker. We want to make it more likely that people want to read an email, because just think about it. If you open an email and you look at it and there's text, you just think, oh, I don't want to read that. No, and you just don't read it, right? It's the same for things that we send prospects, clients, partners, peers, because the things that we're sending to them that we think are important may not be as important to them as we think they are. So we need to do a little bit of salesmanship and make the email more attractive and more likely to be read. And one of the ways to do that is by saying what you want to say without saying too much. And the ability to do that is a real skill. It's actually much harder to write a short email than it is to write a long email. It's easier to be verbose than it is to be succinct. Now, I think brevity will help you not only when it comes to emails that you write, but also it will help you be more clear with your marketing and sales, with client communication, and also with your interpersonal relationships. If you can communicate clearly what it is that you want or what you think or what you feel, that will help you understand others and also be understood, more importantly, better than would otherwise be the case if you're able to communicate what you're feeling clearly. So if you feel like your emails aren't being read, making them shorter, I believe, in fact, the research shows, so if you don't want to believe me, believe the research. The research shows that people are more likely to read shorter emails than having a tendency to read a longer email. And one thing to have a think about is with your phone, can a person actually read the email without having to scroll on their phone? Or same within their Outlook or Gmail or whatever they're using on their screen, can they open the email and read everything within the email preview, or do they need to scroll? If they have to scroll, you're already losing. We want to be able to fit everything that we want to say without somebody having to scroll. So the email workshop that we covered with our members, I want to tell you some of the principles that we shared with our members in that session about emails. The first one is that an email should be 4 sentences or 4 paragraphs, and you can have 1 to 2 sentences in each paragraph. Secondly, an email should be less than 100 words. Less than 100 words. That's not many words. Thirdly, the subject line that you send should also be very, very brief. In fact, research shows that people are more likely to open an email with a short 1-word subject line than a 5-word or greater words in it subject line. So the shorter the subject line, the greater the propensity to open the email. So if we know these things from research from people who have analyzed millions of emails that have been sent, then why not use them in our favor? Now, there are a couple of exceptions to the 1-word subject line email, and one of them is if you're emailing someone for the first time and someone has referred you to that person, you're allowed to use 3 or 4 words, because you could say, Darren Krakowiak sent me, or referred by Darren Krakowiak, or whatever the case is. If someone else's name is going to give credibility to your correspondence, then okay, you're allowed to use more than 1 word. But otherwise, the more words that you use in a subject line decreases the likelihood that somebody is going to open and read your email. So making your emails simpler is going to have an impact in terms of not only the structure that I've talked about, but the way that you write the email in terms of the language, the syntax. So I want you to think about not aiming to show how smart you are. Rather, I want you to be able to show how simple you can make things. And again, the research shows that you should be aiming to pitch your emails at a level that a 5th grader could read and write at. Now, that doesn't mean that you include spelling mistakes and errors intentionally. It just means that a smart 10 or 11-year-old, a 5th grader, is somebody who could read and understand that email. It doesn't mean that you talk about your Legos in the email like a 10-year-old might, but it just means that it's not so complicated and not using big words that a typical 5th grader would not know. And I think that's where some people get caught up. They want to show how clever they are and really demonstrate their capability in an email, but that's not the point of the email. The point of the email is to try to get people to take some kind of action, whether you're emailing for a prospecting purpose or whether you're emailing a client and trying to just move a process along. What we're trying to do is to just get the person to action something in the email. Now, you might be thinking, hang on a second, I've got a lot of important information that I needed to get across, and I'm not possibly going to be able to do that within 100 words or 4 short paragraphs. Here's my answer to that. Make the body of the email the TLDR, which is too long didn't read. You've seen that when people say too long didn't read, here's the quick summary. Make the body of the email that, so again, when someone looks at it on their mobile device or on their desktop, they can read the whole thing, and then attach a more detailed summary to the email. So in a PDF or a Word document or whatever you use, put all the detail in that document, attach it to the email. And then if you're thinking, I've got to send this information, you've covered your backside because you've sent them that information. And the point of the body of the email, the 100 words, is telling them this is what is enclosed in the attachment. This is why you should read it. This is what you need to do next. Obviously worded a little bit nicer than I just put it, but that's what we're trying to do with emails. We're trying to make the body of the email, when someone opens it, that they can read it. Because again, I'm going to give you some more research. The research shows that people read emails for a matter of seconds. I think it's 12 or 13 seconds is the average amount of time that a person will spend reading an email. Now, if you've got an email that's 500, 1,000 words, there's only so much of an email that people can get to and scan in those seconds. If your email is less than 100 words, there's a very good chance that they can read all of it within that time. Give yourself the best chance that your email is going to be read and actioned by making the email more attractive to the recipient to read. That is what I'm sharing in today's episode. And if email is one way to communicate, an even more efficient method of communication is text. Now, if you do register for our membership waitlist, you'll receive a document that I created last year, which is called the Top 10 Texts in Commercial Real Estate. And it includes, when you register for the membership, I'll send you 3 follow-up emails over the next I think it goes over 4 or 5 days, where I'll show you how you can activate the text communication pipeline to really activate relationships, elevate relationships, and accelerate deal flow. So you'll get on the wait list for the membership, which means you'll be the first to know about it when we open the doors in June. But also I'll send you this document, which opens up another communication channel for you with prospects and with clients. What a great deal. Go to cresuccess.co/membership to get on the wait list and grab that free document. That is our episode for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will speak to you soon.